Crawford's about to fight.
Yes, he's going to fight Canelo.
Oh, man.
I just hope he's big enough. I hope he's big enough to keep that dude off him because Canelo hits so hard, man.
That's one dude that, like, I believe all the talking.
Damage, yeah, he's a slick boxer, and he's also a good puncher in the welterweight division, in the junior welterweight division, in the lightweight division. But even at junior middleweight, which is where Terence Crawford had his most recent fight back in August, when he moved up and he won a world title.
It's the shots that you don't see that hurt the most, and maybe Crawford can hit him with some unexpected shit. And because of the repetitiveness of Canelo, maybe he can time him. Maybe he can counterpunch with him, because Crawford is unbelievable at that.
Joe Rogan reveals that while Canelo Alvarez is one of the best, Terence Crawford's skill set is on another level. He emphasizes how Crawford's dismantling of Errol Spence was mind-blowing and believes that if anyone can outthink and outmaneuver Canelo, it's Crawford with his precision, timing, and ring IQ.
Crawford's about to fight.
Yes, he's going to fight Canelo.
Oh, man.
I just hope he's big enough. I hope he's big enough to keep that dude off him because Canelo hits so hard, man.
That's one dude that, like, I believe all the talking.
Crawford? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's good.
He don't just be saying shit. That
They
dude,
tried to say that like Errol Spence was damaged because of what Crawford did to him because he was damaged from the car accident. I'm like, maybe. Or maybe Crawford would have done that 3 years ago. I think he's that good. He's just so skillful. He's so slick. And when he gets, and he's also the best guy in the sport at switch hitting. He'll go from southpaw to orthodox and be just as good and trip you up. Like you think he's going to start southpaw, he starts orthodox. You prepare for orthodox, he's fighting southpaw. He feels like he's got you timed better orthodox, he'll switch it up.
On the Joe Rogan Experience, Terence Crawford expressed his determination to become a 3-time undisputed champion. He confidently stated that Canelo Alvarez's size isn't a real issue, downplaying the challenge. Crawford emphasized his belief in his skills and mindset, showing no hesitation about stepping up for the historic opportunity.
That would be crazy.
I want to be 3-time undisputed.
To jump up like that, 21 pounds?
Yes.
What do you walk around at?
I don't know.
You don't know? Oh,
I don't
you
know.
don't want to tell me.
I don't know. I don't know. You know what I mean? But
how much time would you need to prepare for something like that? Would you gain weight? Would you do anything different?
I'll definitely have to gain weight.
Yeah.
You know, and I just believe in my abilities. You know, Canelo's not a big guy. You know,
Right.
he's 5'8".
Right. Fought at 52 when he fought Pacquiao.
He's
Or when he fought Floyd, rather.
he's big, like muscular wise, but far as like height,
Right.
nah. So yeah, that wouldn't be nothing that, you know, we had to see.
That would be insane. For you to go from 140 all the way up to 168.
That'd be dope.
Terence Crawford's mindset heading into this upcoming clash with Canelo Alvarez reveals a fighter unfazed by public doubt. He acknowledges the size disadvantage, but considers it an extension of the challenges he's already conquered. Throughout his career, Crawford has consistently thrived under pressure, and this bout presents another opportunity to silence skeptics. While many argue that moving up in weight to face a naturally larger opponent could be a mistake, Crawford embraces the adversity, citing heart, technique, and mental strength as his greatest equalizers. He's not just fighting for glory, he's fighting to show that greatness transcends weight divisions.
That's a fight because of the challenge.
Yeah.
I love the challenges, and I love the people that I hear them now. You're too little. You know, Canelo gonna break you. He's gonna stop you. You come from 147, that weight too big. This and that. I can hear now, and that just excites me to go in there and just be like, okay, let me prove him wrong once again.
That fight would be gigantic. If Canelo gets through Jamel and then you guys fight, that fight would be gigantic.
And it's crazy because, like, in the past interviews, I was like, man, Canelo too big, man. It's weight classes for a reason. I was like, nah. But in my mind, in my heart, I don't think nobody too big, you know, especially in a fight. I'm a fighter. But, like, I was thinking, like, man, it could happen. So
Boxing journalist Dan Raphael brought a deeper understanding to the motivations behind Crawford's decision. He argued that this isn't about chasing a massive payday, it's about legacy. According to Raphael, Crawford is fueled by a desire to do what has never been done, even if it means taking the hard road. However, he also recognized the enormous risk involved. Facing Canelo requires more than confidence. It demands a perfect performance. Every feint, every counter, and every round must be fought with tactical brilliance. It's the kind of gamble that defines careers, for better or worse.
I think Terence Crawford is a marvelous boxer, arguably the best in the world, pound for pound. But can you hurt Canelo? If you can't hurt him, I have no doubt he can outbox him. My issue is, if you can't hurt him, what kind of a challenge can you truly pose? What do you say to that?
No, that's a great point. I mean, here's the thing. Canelo Alvarez has a historically great chin. Now, I go way back when he first came to the United States and started boxing, and he found himself on an HBO pay-per-view undercard years and years ago, fighting against the older brother of the great Miguel Cotto. His name was Jose Miguel Cotto, and he had gotten a ton of hype. He had signed with Golden Boy Promotions, and a lot of those of us in the media. And I had seen him a couple of times before that. This is my first time seeing him in person, really paying close attention. And he almost got knocked out in the first round. And I remember Stephen A., all of us looking around at Media Row going, what the heck is this all hype about? This man can't take a shot. He's going to get drilled. He was lucky that the fight was over, that the round was over in round one, or there might have been some much more trouble. Stephen A., that was like, I don't know, 16, 17 years ago. I've never seen him wobbled, rocked, physically, visibly hurt since then. He has an all-time great chin going in the ring with tremendous punchers. Terence Crawford coming up 2 weight classes, do any damage. Yeah, he's a slick boxer, and he's also a good puncher in the welterweight division, in the junior welterweight division, in the lightweight division. But even at junior middleweight, which is where Terence Crawford had his most recent fight back in August, when he moved up and he won a world title, he didn't blow the doors off. He fought a very tough, solid opponent named Israel Madrimov. He gave him a good fight. It was very close. Madrimov's people seem to think he might have even been able to edge it out. But if you can't hurt an Israel Madrimov at 154, what the heck are you going to do with Canelo Alvarez, the sturdiest guy in the world, at 168? So that aspect of it is certainly a problem. You mentioned about Charlo. Charlo was there to get his check. I know one thing about Terence Crawford. He's not going to just come to turn up to get the check. He'll at least try. And Charlo, I don't think, really tried.
Commentators have expressed a variety of opinions on Crawford's chances, and one perspective gaining traction is the comparison to Dimitri Bivol's strategy. Bivol's victory over Canelo highlighted how disciplined movement, punch variation, and timing could neutralize Canelo's power. Observers suggest Crawford study Bivol's footwork and ring control, both of which kept Canelo from setting a rhythm. However, it's important to note that Crawford is a different kind of fighter. He doesn't simply mimic. He adapts. If he integrates key lessons from Bivol's performance while sticking to his own style, he may unlock a blueprint capable of securing a historic win.
Bivol is the fight you got to study if you're Crawford. Crawford ain't Floyd, but he can do a Bivol. The problem is Bivol's a big dude. This is rough because this fight is only a matchup fight. Let me tell you what I mean. I got a lot of fighters Canelo fought at 168 beating Crawford. I got Caleb Plant beating Crawford. I got Berlanga beating Crawford. I got Callum Smith beating Crawford. Just way too huge, of course. But that's why Crawford ain't campaigning at 168. He's trying to beat Canelo because Canelo is a special case. He's one of the best fighters of all time, and he's actually a little guy who ballooned up to 168.
David Benavidez voiced an unpopular but thoughtful concern regarding the matchup. While acknowledging Crawford's brilliance and the high-stakes appeal of a Canelo showdown, Benavidez questions the physical toll such a jump in weight could impose. His hesitation isn't rooted in doubt over Crawford's abilities, but in the reality that boxing has weight divisions for a reason. While fans see it as a dream fight, purists like Benavidez worry that the bout may unfairly tip the scale in Canelo's favor. It's not a dismissal of Crawford's courage, it's a caution against sacrificing long-term health for a short-term spectacle.
Crawford throwing his hat in to want to fight Canelo at 168.
I mean, everybody wants to fight Canelo. It's the money fight, you know what I mean? I think even Inoue would come up to fight Canelo. Canelo wanted to fight him. I mean, I don't want to see Crawford to fight Canelo, to be honest with you, but it would be. I'm not saying it wouldn't be a great fight. It would be a great fight, but I feel like if I deserve my opportunity, and and after this fight, what else are they gonna say? You know what I mean? This is a tough fight. You know, the top WBC, the top people ranked at the WBC are fighting each other. So I mean, it shouldn't be. It should be an easy call. If I can't get those fights, then I'll go up to fight Bivol, or I'll go try to I set my conquest on 175. Like I said, I don't want no handouts either. I want to earn my spots everywhere I go, even at 175. But I see that weight class. I want to become champion at 175, and that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Ryan Garcia's blunt take cuts straight to the core of the debate. Weight matters. While respecting Crawford's skills, Ryan believes that size will be the deciding factor. In his view, Canelo's natural frame gives him an inherent advantage that no amount of technique can completely overcome. The stylistic dynamics between these two fighters have made this one of the most exciting matchups in recent years. Canelo brings a deliberate, heavy-handed style built on timing, accuracy, and relentless bodywork. Crawford, by contrast, thrives on versatility, switching stances, varying angles, and exploiting timing lapses. Pundits agree that Crawford must establish range early and avoid being pushed to the ropes, where Canelo's combinations are most effective. The balance will lie in Crawford's ability to stay elusive while landing enough clean shots to sway the judges or force Canelo to hesitate. It's a masterclass in the making.
Hey Crawford, what do you think? That's going to be a great fight too. I can't believe they made that happen. Turkey's been making a lot of great fights happen. You can't really hate on it. But I'm excited for that. I know Canelo is so big, so strong, and I think he'll be just too big. Weight classes matter for a reason.
Last question, Ali.
He said TFM.
Few fighters have managed to unify divisions and remain undefeated while showcasing such a broad skill set. Terence Crawford has done exactly that, all while flying under the mainstream radar compared to flashier names. His ability to adjust mid-fight, exploit weaknesses, and control the tempo is rare. However, his clinical style sometimes lacks the explosive knockouts or theatrical aggression that draw casual fans. Within the boxing community, he's revered as one of the sport's most complete fighters. Outside of it, he remains underrated, an enigma wrapped in excellence, still seeking the opponent that will finally earn him universal respect.
Bivol is the fight you got to study if you're Crawford. Crawford ain't Floyd, but he can do a Bivol. The problem is Bivol's a big dude. This is rough because this fight is only a matchup fight. Let me tell you what I mean. I got a lot of fighters Canelo fought at 168 beating Crawford. I got Caleb Plant beating Crawford. I got Berlanga beating Crawford. I got Callum Smith beating Crawford. Just way too huge, of course. But that's why Crawford ain't campaigning at 168. He's trying to beat Canelo because Canelo is a special case. He's one of the best fighters of all time, and he's actually a little guy who ballooned up to 168.
Brian Bomac McIntyre, Crawford's longtime trainer, sees the matchup through a lens of strategic confidence. While acknowledging Canelo's impressive resume and championship experience, Bomac argues that Crawford's unique abilities, particularly his footwork, hand speed, and ring IQ, give him an undeniable edge. He points to Crawford's discipline in training and his meticulous approach to preparation as signs that he will not only show up, but take over. For Bomac, this isn't just about size. It's about who can think faster, adapt quicker, and impose their rhythm. In his eyes, Crawford is more than ready to outbox the Mexican superstar.
Jay Calderon of Fight Hook News here with Trainer of the Year, Bomac. How you doing, champ? How you feeling?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Just sitting back enjoying the fights.
Got some fights tomorrow night on Pro Box? Some fighters you training?
I got a new kid in the stable, Levante Early, 18-0, so, you know, see how he gonna work out.
Now the big super fight was announced, you know, the super fight everybody's been waiting for, Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford, Allegiant Stadium in September. How you feeling about that fight right now?
Man. I feel fucking great about it, man. Just talking to Bud, and you know, he motivated. He ready to go.
He's been waiting a long time for this fight, you know what I mean? You guys are taking off a long time. You know, just waiting for the Canelo fight. You haven't fought since August last year. Do you think that's going to make him better, sharper?
You know what? It's going to make Bud wiser. Make him wiser. Give his time, his body to heal up, you know, rest up a little bit. Look, dinks here, dinks there. You know, take his time getting in shape, get his mind right.
Now,
go in there and do it and make it happen.
A lot of people's talking about the weight. They're talking about that, you know, Bud going up 2 weight classes. He didn't look in spectacular form at 154, but, you know, he's going up in weight to face a bigger guy. What do you say about that?
Let's go, man. Let's go. It ain't about weight all the time. It ain't about weight. You know what I'm saying? It's about skills. Now, just mark my words. These are Emmanuel Stewart words. It's about skills.
Sean Garcia, echoing concerns of physical mismatch, has cautioned against underestimating the challenge. While he respects Crawford's intelligence and in-ring awareness, Garcia believes that Canelo's natural build and ability to absorb punishment make him a different kind of beast. His stance reflects a belief that in elite-level boxing, technical superiority must still contend with physical resistance. Garcia's opinion adds another voice to the ongoing conversation about whether Crawford's finesse can withstand the brute force and relentless pressure Canelo brings.
If he wins, he fights Crawford. How do you reckon that one goes?
Oh, him and Crawford?
Yeah.
I think Canelo just too big for Crawford. I mean, Terence Crawford is another, amazing fighter. Got to give credit when it's due. He's an amazing fighter. He's very talented, and he'll for sure give Canelo a fight, and Canelo knows that. But I feel like Canelo will use, his experience, his weight, and how big he is, and I think he'll overpower Terence Crawford like in the later rounds.
And lastly, Conor Benn has arrived here in New York. You obviously had that big fight with Eubank. What did you think of that?
Oh man, that was like probably one of the best fights I've seen in a long time. That was an amazing fight. They put up, both of them should hold their head high, because that was just an amazing night of boxing. Like that was just boxing in itself right there. So it was an amazing fight. They should both, I know he lost, but it's not really a loss when you put a show like that. I mean, yeah, maybe I lost on your record, but you got to win. You should keep a win in your heart for that performance. That was a beautiful performance.
Now, as much as you're complimenting him right now, he has called out your brother. He's calling him Queen Ryan, and he wants to fight. Yeah. So maybe if they fight, your opinion will change. But do you like that fight for Ryan against Conor Benn?
Yeah, I mean, Ryan, he's fought every single style in the sport. He's not one to shy away from, someone who hits hard or, he's very explosive. Conor's very explosive, but I think he's a little...
According to Canelo's team, the key to victory lies not just in skills, but in how well his body is built for combat. His manager emphasized that Canelo's physical condition, particularly his durability and stamina, sets him apart from other elite fighters. It's not just about strength, it's about how well he takes damage and maintains his power deep into fights. With the contract signed, Crawford wasted no time in sending a bold message to the boxing world. Declaring himself a threat to Canelo's legacy, he positioned the fight as a transformative moment in his own career. Crawford isn't just stepping into a ring, he's stepping into history with the intent to shatter expectations.
You have all these excuses why he don't want to take a fight with me. If it's all about business, then you doing good business. If I'm easy work, I heard him say I'm easy work. If I was easy work, well, you would take all that money that he's offering you. But yet and still, he want $200 million for Benavidez, and he want $150 million to fight me. So that just lets me know right there that I'm a threat to him. I'm a threat to him. I'm a threat to his legacy, because it would be crazy for a guy that started at 135 to come all the way up to 168, your weight, no catch weight, no none of that, and dethrone you. So, he got that in the back of his head. This guy, for one, he's tough. For two, he's a boxer. He moves, he can punch, he can do it all. I can't slip up and lose to this little guy. Then what will my fans think of me?
Roy Jones Jr., no stranger to taking bold risks himself, offered a balanced assessment of the upcoming bout. He acknowledged Canelo's strength, but warned that if Canelo fails to execute his game plan effectively, Crawford's ability to adjust mid-fight could lead to an upset.
Crawford in September, that's obviously a massive weight discrepancy. What do you think of that fight and the weight discrepancy between it?
Well, the weight won't be the factor. The factor will be how Canelo chooses to make the fight. If Canelo comes out and does what Canelo should do, Canelo wins the fight. If Canelo comes out and does what he shouldn't do, Crawford wins the fight.
With Crawford, what are Crawford's keys to victory when you are fighting someone like Canelo, who, albeit maybe not in height, but in stature, is a much bigger man than him?
Control the center of the ring. If Crawford is allowed to control the center, he'll win.
Another last one from myself. Dimitri Bivol, Artur Beterbiev rematch. How do you see that one going?
Yeah, prepared. I think it's going to be another great fight, another epic fight.
Jim Lampley, a voice that has narrated boxing's greatest moments, leans toward Canelo in this fight. He argues that Canelo's deep experience, mental toughness, and history of dominating at higher weight classes give him a significant advantage. Lampley sees Crawford's rise as impressive, but questions whether that will be enough against a fighter as seasoned and complete as Canelo.
That Canelo learned from Floyd and has employed some of that in the retention of his career. Canelo still knows how to make fireworks when he absolutely has to make fireworks. But at the end of the day, he's a counterpuncher. He's a great defender. He has the most solid punch resistance of anybody in the sport. Nobody's ever knocked him off balance. Nobody's ever really knocked him down. There's only one official knockdown in his career, and it was because he bounced off the ropes when Jose Cotto hit him with a hard shot to the chest. And the referee employed a strict interpretation of the rules and said, oh, the ropes held you up, so that's a knockdown. He's never been put on his back by anybody. He rides horseback every morning. His legs are the strongest in the sport. You're not going to beat Canelo until somehow over a long period of time, Canelo beats himself. If he gets tired of all the discipline he has had to employ to make all the money he's made, if he has enough giant ranches in the Yucatan, if he has enough beautiful horses, if he has had enough unforgettable dinners with Mexican billionaires in Mexico City and Vegas, then maybe. But my guess is he will retire without incurring another loss because it's important to him to do that.
Which implies you like him against Bud Crawford.
I do like him against Bud Crawford, but I do think that it's a great fight.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned until next time.